The theory that Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls share the same universe isn't hot off the press. After all, Justin Roiland and Alex Hirsch, the creators of the respective shows, have openly admitted to adding Easter eggs as a nod of appreciation to their long-running friendship, having worked together at Disney early in their careers. Despite Gravity Falls creator Hirsch claiming that there is nothing more than the odd reference to tease fans, the online communities of the two zany sci-fi animations are keen to join the dots together and prove that these references point to something much, much bigger. The latest clues that the relationship between Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls is more in-depth than imagined lies in the details of a dimension-hopping portals. Reddit user The Real Dyson has shared a theory that details the interdimensional travel could reveal a close relationship between the two fictional figureheads, Rick Sanchez and Stanford Philbrick Ford Pines. Does Rick help Ford travel to different dimensions? In Gravity Falls, it is frequently suggested Ford has traveled to numerous dimensions. He even says so himself. One example lies with an infinity-sided die, which Ford claims is outlawed in 9,000 dimensions, suggesting Ford has visited more than one alternative reality, and possibly the 9,000 where the die is illegal. However, the universe portal, Ford's gateway to different dimensions, is only ever shown as being able to travel to one other dimension, so there needs to be some explanation, and The Real Dyson suggests that Ford's relationship with a certain genius scientist, Rick Sanchez, is the answer. The theory claims that in order for Ford to travel to multiple dimensions as freely as Rick does, there are three possibilities, all relying on a link between Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty's universe. Ford is good friends with Rick, and Rick lent Ford his portal gun. Or Ford and Rick are enemies, and Ford stole Rick's portal gun. Or Ford has his own portal gun made from the same chemical composition as Rick's portal gun. The Easter eggs that make this all possible. For this to work, there needs to be some hint of precedent. Fortunately, there is. In the Gravity Falls episode, Society of the Blind Eye, Grunkle Stan loses his notepad, pen, and mug as they fly into the universe portal. In the Rick and Morty episode, Close Encounters of the Rick Kind, those items appear in a blink and you'll miss it moment. So we know Rick has access to the dimension Ford's universe portal leads to, linking the two universes. But there's more. The canon Gravity Falls Journal 3 features a wanted poster for Ford with a coded message written in Cipher language. When translated, the message reads, "Rick was here." Could these links eventually lead to a crossover? It'd certainly make fans of both the shows happy. Gravity Falls concluded after its 2-season run, while Rick and Morty Season 3 is still in production. Seeing Ford and Rick join forces, even if only for one episode, would be beyond swifty and would open infinite dimensions of possibility. At the very least, we can expect more references in Rick and Morty Season 3. Reddit user Captain Sayuman details another link between the shows. He says, "I've been very interested in the Easter eggs linking these two shows and any possible crossover connotations they might have, and one idea really seemed to stick out to me. What if these two shows already have crossed over right under our noses? It's subtle, but in order to bridge the gap between the safe for kids Disney product Gravity Falls and the often not safe for life Rick and Morty, but I theorized that our beloved Mr. Poopybutthole from Rick and Morty episode 204 is in fact the dream demon known as Bill Cipher. In the series finale of Gravity Falls, Cipher Bill is defeated by being tricked into entering Grunkle Stan's mind, where he is then erased along with Stan's memories. However, Stan is able to regain his memories not long after. This could be chalked up to Disney breaking the rules to give us a happy ending. However, I think it's safe to assume that if his memories survived the purge, so did Bill Cipher. So here's my theory. Great Uncle Ford realized that his brother's mind might still contain Bill Cipher, so he took his brother to one of the worlds he visited during his 30 years between dimensions, Nuptia 4. The couple's counseling planet seen in Rick and Morty episode 207. Here they have technology needed to hack into Stan's mind. While normally this creates a physical manifestation of a person's perception, Ford tweaks the tech so that it withdraws Bill Cipher from Stan's mind completely. The tech does its job. Bill Cipher is recreated as Grunkle Stan chooses to perceive him, a creepy little yellow guy with a top hat and an eccentric personality. He even assigns him the name Mr. Poopybutthole. His raunchy vocabulary is still toned down from the summer of holding back around his niece and nephew. From there, the all-powerful dream demon is reduced to a silly caricature of his former self, imprisoned in the cells of Nuptia 4, which are built to withstand much worse than him. This is also a very long-winded explanation for why we see an image of Bill Cipher on the computer in the background when Beth and Jerry go to Nuptia 4 for counseling. Obviously, Mr. Poopybutthole / Bill Cipher is too dangerous to be held by this prison, even in his current form. He escapes and winds up in the home of our very own Rick and Morty, ready to wreak havoc. We've seen the kind of chaos Bill Cipher released in Gravity Falls. Dream Demon, after all, capable of untold horror in the realm of the mind, which is exactly what he attacks, the minds of Rick and Morty's family, using the telepathic parasite, perhaps a friend of his from the dimension of weirdness. And here's the kicker. What does Mr. Poopybutthole do shortly after he's introduced? He inserts himself into the opening theme of Rick and Morty. This is strikingly similar to the final 3 episodes of Gravity Falls, in which Bill Cipher corrupts the theme song with all things weird. These two characters are capable of breaking the fourth wall and altering the opening themes of their shows. What do you think? Is there anything I missed?
New episode of the Weekly Express every Sunday. So join Notification Squad and you won't miss out.
Hey, thanks for watching. Happily ever after gaming, man. Yeah, man.